Welcome to the live stream.
Hello.
We are going live out on YouTube. We have already comments on the live stream because it is live. There's people chatting over YouTube. You can too if you're logged into YouTube, and if you're watching us when we're doing this live, 4:30 on Monday afternoons.
Oh, I should
Look,
probably.
there's
Look
something
at that.
going there. Yeah.
It's going.
So we of course are happy to see that we have both Lindsay Antwine and Yahtzee. Well, let's get to the comments here, but we'll get to the subject about Gwain's Run after a bit. Okay, so the comments, we have Lindsay saying hi,
Hello.
and then we have Yahtzee from New York,
Yahtzee.
and we also have Bianca saying hi. Hi,
All
Bianca.
right. Very good.
We are glad to have you be a part of the program, which is on Gwain's Run, because it's not on two other topics that we considered.
Yeah, that were
And I researched a little. I
a
should
little
say
more
research.
esoteric. Yeah.
I searched on the internet and read a little bit. Yeah, it's no, we're at least not this week.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to maybe know a little more.
So if you have questions about Dr. Gwain's Run or my run, or runs, or the runs, I guess we could talk about this medical topic, so we can do that too.
My run was not the runs.
No, and I'm glad it's
The
not.
two were not happening
But
concurrently. That would be
I
bad.
was going to say during the longer runs,
I for a while there, I had a little issue, but I haven't had that in a while.
they had those outhouses by the airport.
I knew where they were. They were on the way.
Well, I'm glad it's not an issue now. And even on your long run.
Yeah. Well,
You're
this
okay.
one, it was longer than I normally run, but
Okay. All right.
I
We're
was
happy
good.
for
I
you.
was good. I was good.
We're happy for you.
Got home in one piece.
Got one
Well, back to where I was.
intact.
Yeah.
All right. We both run for fitness, for exercise. We encourage our patients to be active with
Yeah.
some form of physical fitness, something that gets their heart rate up. But also it's
you
important to do
moving.
strength training as we get older.
Right.
We
Yeah,
should touch
very
on
important.
that. Here's why. Well, there's a lot of reasons why, but one of the reasons is that as you age, you know what, if you take over talking about this, I can actually get a visual off the internet
A visual.
that kind of shows it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
Well, what am I going to talk about if there's a visual?
Okay, I won't. But the reason I won't is not because of what he says, because I thought more about the copyright issues of images. And
Yeah.
there's a way to do it, and this isn't probably the way to do it. But if you look at an MRI of somebody's mid-thigh
Yeah.
when they're early adulthood, you see the bone in the middle, and then you see lots of muscle around it, a little bit of fat, and then the skin. And then 40 years later, you
That
look
changes.
at it. You have the bone in the middle, which may not look quite the same. And then you have some muscle, and then you have more fat, and then the skin.
Right.
And the ratio of fat and muscle changes as we get older, just naturally. And we have to fight against that to be more lean,
Right.
less fat, and that takes work. You actually do have to do something to maintain that. Left on its own, your body composition will change to less lean. And the problem with
Right.
that is the way that we stay healthy and the way that we have good metabolism and repair things that are always going wrong, which is life. You always have cells needing repair.
Mm-hmm.
And the repair mechanisms get worse as we get older, fixing DNA errors, for example. What you need for that is anti-inflammatory state, not pro-inflammatory state. The fat tissue contributes to more of inflammatory type of chemicals. The lean state contributes more to the anti-inflammatory type chemicals. So that's why you want to have that strength training in addition to the aerobic training that we've talked about quite often.
Right.
150 hours a week, 150 minutes,
Wow.
150 minutes a week. So like 3 days of 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And for us, it's running.
That's what we do.
It isn't for everybody.
That's how we.
And there are very good reasons for some people not to run. I'm in my early 50s, and
Oh, yeah.
and my knees have never given me a problem with running, even on pavement.
Mm-hmm.
So I continue to do it because I can, and I enjoy it.
You can, yeah.
If that were to change, I'd probably become a bicyclist, as many old runners have become. Okay, should we jump to the questions or comments?
Sure.
Or do you want to pipe in with something?
What do I have to say? I enjoy running too.
Okay, thank you. Now we'll move on to. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
it's funny because there's this strange dichotomy between runners. Like some runners are pure runners. We're like, we don't want to do anything else. And then there's other runners who are like, let's do everything. I'm I want to cycle and swim or do those, what are those things like the mud runs or the river runs? Like, no, pure runners are like, no, let's just run. Nothing else. And that's me. I don't want to do anything else. Just let me run.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I think it's because of laziness on my part.
It's probably true.
It's enough to just get me to
Spartan
run.
runs. No, I don't want to go over anything. Just let me go.
I like the spontaneousness of, well, I say spontaneous. I always have my bag on days that I run.
Right.
So I prepare that ahead of time. But
Yeah.
it's just, okay, work's finally done. Now I can run. But to do an event like a mud run or something else like that, it's scheduled. You have to get there at a certain time. You have to coordinate with other people. My runs, I just run home.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of nice.
and it's nice to decompress from work right away. And
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of the other way. I do it early in the morning, wake up, do it the first thing, before anybody else is up.
But you have that thing about being able to get up early.
I guess.
And you guys go to bed early. And,
Yeah.
And you're not as paranoid about your ankles with roots and rocks.
No,
that you can't see in the early morning.
Right. Well, I'm
Also, my eyes aren't what they used to be too.
Yeah.
I've really noticed that, like running in the dark, when I have to use a light, like a headlamp or something.
Your
my eyes do
depth
weird
perception
things.
is a little weird. I agree. Yeah.
You're saying my depth of perception is a little weird?
Everyone's when it's
okay.
dark and you have a light over your
The
head.
light's from one place. It's not like binocular vision. It's just the shadows are all the same. Okay, so let's get over to those comments because people are actually. Laura Barzak was saying hello. Thank you, Laura. We appreciate that. And Yahtzee was talking about something that happens sometimes when people.
Yeah.
Or I guess she's
Different runs.
different runs. Lindsay's talking about liposuction. I guess that was when I was talking about.
That's one way to change that ratio.
Changing the ratio of the fat to the lean.
We recommend running.
So
Walking.
what's Yahtzee saying here?
Can't run. Bad. Yeah, the knees are tough.
Yeah, it's the
but
knees
you're able to
so
walk
often.
it sounds like. Yeah, you got a meniscus tear, but you're still able to walk. So keep walking.
Arthritis
Walking
now.
is great.
Yes.
Keep it up.
And then the question is, why do you enjoy running so much? Is it because you feel obligated to maintain health?
Ooh, great question.
You have comments for this too? Do you get some sort of psychological benefit from it?
Social benefits? Absolutely no social benefits because I run alone. Actually, my running has probably hurt my social life because You've ran with me. You know that I'm one of those people that's not good at like staying with a crowd. Like
That's
I'll
fine.
run up ahead or like
I'm used to
I like
running
my
alone,
own.
so I don't mind.
I run my own pace.
Yeah.
So my wife won't run with me for that reason. She's like, you won't stay with me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. So socially, no, that's not why why I do it. I run alone. I run first thing in the morning. So you talk about psychological benefits. Absolutely. Actually, I think the research is pretty clear on that.
Yeah.
That getting out and getting fresh air, but also the aerobic exercise is good for your brain. Reduces the incidence of Alzheimer's, dementia, all those things that come with that. But psychologically, I like to just at least have some, I guess you call it solitude, just me and my thoughts sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't do that all the time. Sometimes I'll listen to podcasts while I run, but sometimes it is just to think, have some, that's probably when I do my deepest thinking where I can, I've solved the world's problems.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
multiple
The
times.
world thanks you.
Multiple times over in my head. No, not really. But yeah, it is a good time to kind of go through my life and kind of just, do a little self-reflection and see where I'm at. So it's good for that. I like that. And then, I like the health benefits.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I like staying the weight I'm at.
Yeah. Not more.
And it helps with that.
Here, let me get my chin above her comment here. There.
Which one?
Ooh. Wow. Can you believe he just did that?
Talking about
We want your comments now.
Yeah.
We'll get
Why
to
do
them
you
in a
run?
little bit. Okay, so
To make sure that
the Dr. Gawain doesn't say things about my chins. Gee, can you believe this guy? Part of it is obligation, feeling obligated for health. Like when I get on the scale and see there's a change in the direction I don't want it to go. And, you think in terms of, okay, even if it's just a pound a year, over 20 years, that's 20 pounds.
Yeah. It's something to,
Yeah, so I don't want any. I just want to stay where I am.
Right. You probably noticed this too. When I was in medical school and residency. I mean, you're busy, so there's not a lot of time. I wasn't good at taking care of myself, but during that time, I gained weight, and like I was up probably about 20 pounds from where I am now, and I didn't realize it. Subtle progression, but once I started running again and getting off, you don't realize that how much better you feel.
You just kept buying larger pants and you didn't try to get into the old ones? What? Okay, hold on. hold on. Thank you for showing that out to me.
Hey,
this is
Laura.
We are celebrating
Welcome.
Laura Barzik with her super chat. Thank you, Laura.
We gotta read that. Put that up on the thing.
All right, we're gonna jump ahead to Laura here.
So
the cheers are still going. All right. Is that how we do it? This is how we do it. Pretty cool. Oh, yeah.
What? Look at that. It's got a little thing on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Oh, did you see how it has like this
have we not had a super chat since we had this new interface?
This new thing? That is so cool.
Now you know. You too can have
Laura.
a super chat badge.
Wow, look at that. I've been remiss with my Dutch Bros. We did have Dutch today. We had the caramelizer.
Yeah.
Small.
So I'll be running tomorrow.
Hot. Because it's fall.
Yeah.
But they have their holiday cups.
Yeah, that's right. New holiday cups. Did you get it? Bring it in?
You can see just the bottom of one there from was it last year or the year before. New holiday cup collection.
Yeah.
New excuse to keep cups. I got to get rid of some of the regular ones. Yeah.
Eating into your strange addiction.
Yeah, there's no strange addiction. Better than some. No,
yeah, that's true.
I almost threw away some of the old, the regular cup.
Yeah.
These things. I almost threw away a bunch of those today because I got a holiday cup.
But they've got their names on them.
I know. I know. But
they don't look as cool.
I need to not be keeping.
You're right.
Clutter.
I agree with that.
You do?
You're not keeping clutter.
You're encouraging me to ditch all the regular ones and just keep the collection of unique.
You need Shelly to come because she's very good at throwing stuff away.
Is she?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess your place is pretty clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, getting back to Laura Barzik, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laura, for inspiring others to do the super chat because.
Yeah. So somebody mentioned we'll talk more about those. So somebody mentioned endorphins. So that you've probably heard of that runner's high. And it's something that people talk about, but I've probably only had it maybe once or twice in my life as far as runs go.
I think.
But when you get it, it is pretty amazing. So runner's high is this idea that the endorphins are released at a certain part in your run, and you don't feel the pain anymore, and you're able to run faster and longer and just keep going.
It's awesome.
It's pretty neat if it does happen. But for me, some people are like, every time I run, I get, well, screw you. I've only hit it a couple times. I'm not jealous or anything.
Wow. Pardon his language. Wow.
Pardon my language. I think that stinks. Sorry, that's from Nate Bargatze. If you've seen his stand-up, it's
Apparently
very
there's no
good.
adults in the room.
Very good. It's very good.
What's that new one called? Is it on Netflix? Or
Yeah. It's it's Prime.
Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So if you have Amazon Prime,
He was on Saturday Night Live, and I still haven't watched all the skits with him. He was good.
He's good.
Nate Bargatze, he gets my vote.
Yeah. All right.
So you were talking about runner's high. We'll come back to some of the other reasons. We'll jump back to Lindsay's comment, and then we'll get caught up on comments again. Runner's high. I think when I've really noticed it, it was right around 6.5, 7 miles for me. So I don't get to that with just your
normal run.
Like the 3.5 mile I've been doing here lately.
Yeah.
I never get to it. And so I'm better at 3.5 mile. I'm better as I get into my run. The first mile is bad, and then
I think the first mile is bad for everyone.
You know
gotta get into.
You know that hill between.
And you had that hill in your first mile. That's like the second half. Of the first
Loxley
mile.
is the first mile, but in the second mile is the other hill getting up to Oak Ridge Way.
Oh yeah,
and that one is
a long, slow.
I have stopped running on that incline.
That used to be my walking area.
Times. Yes.
Yeah.
So but
hills
that 6.5, that 7 mile, I can think of the route where it happens. where I can just go, wow, I can just keep going. There's part of the run early on where I'm going, this is miserable. I just want to be done with this. And then I reach a point where, oh no,
wait a second.
I can just keep going.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
I think, and I found that a lot too. Like that first mile seems to be like the toughest for me. And I've heard this from other runners too, that if you can get past that first mile, then things kind of just kick in gear.
Except for that hill in Oak Ridge.
Well, yeah, if you're running on a hill, but your body kind of acclimates and is able to do a little better. So yeah,
and it doesn't take much of an incline for me to to be tired.
Yeah, so my run that I did this past weekend on Saturday, I had not climbed a hill like that in a long time. So there was walking. There was definitely some walking.
Okay,
there.
when you talk
it
about
was a
hills,
significant hill.
I think of that hill on Mount Tam
Oh yeah,
out of Mill Valley when
Yeah.
we were running up that.
Yeah.
That's a hill.
Or when we do the run in the canyon and you do cardiac. So yeah, it's called cardiac for a reason. It's a significant hill.
Okay, I've run up Cardiac 2 or 3 times. Probably the same as you. I would
Probably
guess.
done it about the same time. Yeah, same amount of time.
I think I only walked at all one time.
It's early on in the run, so I've been able to make it through that.
But
I don't
Mount
walk
Tam.
into-
Oh man! If any of you ever run from, it's the route from. Well, it's probably not the only route, but it's a route between Mill Valley and what's the name of the beach? It's named after the
I don't know, but that was a
Muir Beach?
significant. Yeah, maybe.
yeah Mill Valley to Muir Beach. If anybody knows that in Marin County,
that was
that-
a hill.
Yeah, wow,
It just kept going.
yeah, and
Yep.
if you've done that, you
think-
need to comment. That's a.
I think all of your kids made that hill without walking.
I think Lisa
Lisa made it first.
was
Yeah.
blowing everybody
She was
away.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, not me.
Okay, and then so we talked about the endorphins. Oh, another reason for running is I can. Sometimes when I'm out running, I realize, wait a minute,
Some people.
there
can't
are
do this.
so many people
Yeah.
so similar to me in age or underlying health who just can't. This is a pleasure they can never experience. I am so lucky.
Right.
I remember a quote. It wasn't original to him. He got it from somewhere else, but he used to always say it. Keys. Do you know him?
Keys.
Do you know?
I know. The original quote comes from Prefontaine.
He's the one who said it.
Yeah, he's the one who originally said it.
To not
use
not
something
use it
is
is
to deny the gift. Yeah. Something to that nature.
and I think it's a run. I
Yeah,
think
it's a-
runners off. Well, you said it was pre, so
Yeah.
to not use it is to not deny the gift. And I think about that concept. Maybe not exactly those words, but I think about that concept of I can do this. There may be a time when I can't,
Yeah.
and I so enjoy being able
Yeah.
to run, even if sometimes I'm kind of miserable with going up hills.
It is.
and
Yeah, it
tired.
can be motivating for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have. I've got older patients who are or were runners earlier in life and did marathons and all those things, and they've gotten to a point where their knees are shot or they're just
Yeah.
debilitated or something like that, and they can't do it, and they will voice that. They say, "Yeah, I just wish I could get that out there and run," and
Yeah.
it's kind of sad.
Yeah, to be able to cover distances and see countryside under your own locomotion, that is just such a privilege to be able to do. And I realize it's a privilege that so many of our viewers are unable to. And then there's some of them who could. And I hope that this is motivating to them to inspire
Yeah.
them to get out there.
If you're able,
If you're
yeah.
able to, why aren't you?
Yeah, we've got quite the conversation going.
Okay,
on.
let's get back to I'm sorry. But thank you, Laura.
We appreciate it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Laura, way to go with the super chat. Super
trying to
chats
catch-
can be done.
Catch
Okay.
with what's been said here.
All right. So before Laura, there was. We were
I
addressing
think we
Lindsay's
kind of got
question.
through all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
Somebody's
did.
mentioned swimming and rowing, which are great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
that's
Heather.
It's Heather.
Heather. So Heather mentioned swimming
Yeah.
and rowing.
Great exercise.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Rowing is kind of special though
It's like
because
full body and
you got to have access to the
Yeah,
to the lake or the river. You got to have or the ocean. You got to have the equipment.
you have those like rowing
and then
machines, but
Machines.
but you're not getting anywhere. It's kind of like a
That's just
treadmill.
exercise.
I hate running on a treadmill.
Yeah, it's the rowing version of a treadmill. Those
Yeah,
rowing machines.
exactly.
Yeah. Or bicycling in place. There's a lot of people that's all they can do.
Sure.
And we want you to do it, and we want you
if
to
you
come up
can,
with a way
do
to
it.
enjoy it. I so much am thankful that I'm able to, like, if I was to row, it would actually be on water
Yeah, I would hope
if
so.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But thank you, Heather McDonald. Yes, absolutely. Lindsay, really, lol. I won't run unless I really have
Unless
to.
you
unless
really
something's
have
chasing
to.
you, right?
Less, yeah.
Lizzie, walking is just as good for you. Also, you don't wear out your knees. Is that true?
Uh,
It's true about the knees.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Not as much wear and
you've
tear
got
on
to
the
be
knees.
pretty diligent with the walking, like a stroll through the park. You've got to actually have.
No.
They say moderate exercise. So to do that with walking, you've almost got to be like doing a good pace walking.
There is benefit that you can get from the elevated heart rate. To get it with walking, you'd have to be like carrying bricks or something.
or doing walking up a big hill, doing like hiking type walking. I mean, that can get your heart rate up for sure.
Steep enough, yeah.
But yeah, if
And
you're just
sustained.
doing it on a nice flat
you're not getting the
level
same-
surface, you're not going to get quite. You're not quite going to get there. You need to do the walk quickly, I guess it would be. So yeah,
Okay. And
it is.
then,
It is easier on the knees. That is true.
Lizzie thought something was funny.
You know what? Well, you mentioned like, I like running from something. They actually have apps. Like, have you heard of it? Like, what is it called? Like a zombie 5K or something like that, or zombie to 5K. There's an app where they actually, like, you have your earbuds in and it sounds like somebody's chasing you, like zombies. It's an app to try to get you to work up to a 5K.
I could try that.
Yeah,
That sounds interesting.
forget the
I
name of
appreciate
it.
the Lindsay's. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah.
And Laura, you're not convincing me to run. Okay, that's fine.
Swim, row,
Neither one of them.
walk, at least.
Are you convinced? yet?
It's something.
I refuse to chance not getting a runner's high. I refuse to chance not.
Yeah, we
Oh,
don't.
if you
We
ran
don't
and didn't
get.
it?
Yeah, we don't get the runner's high yet. We still run for the other benefits. It's not just the runner's high. You know, there are plenty of other benefits of running.
Laura, are you sure you haven't passed out and you're delirious when you? Okay. I
When we
suppose.
thought that I should keep running. Running's a weird thing because especially when you do like some of
Jump
those
off a
long
bridge,
runs,
but why?
you get done and you're like that was the worst thing in my life, and then you're like, I can't wait to do it again. It's weird.
Pool is good too. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Actually,
Yeah.
better than running because you're not
Full
having
body.
that impact and you're using your upper extremities.
If
Pool
you
is
have
actually better.
Access to a pool, it is great exercise.
That's real work.
Yeah, but
I get worn
it's
out
not
swimming.
just
I don't
playing
enjoy
in
it
the
as much.
pool.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. Not playing in the pool.
We do that.
I do that all the time. It's actually, doing laps and doing your different
that's work.
strokes. That's the kind of pool exercise where you actually get a workout.
Which I'm sure that there's people that think the
Absolutely.
running is work too.
Yeah, probably.
But man, to me, the pool is work compared to running
It's my,
or
my weak
swimming in
upper
open
body.
water. I get tired.
Yeah.
And then, she's defining LOL as laugh out
Lots of love.
Not lots of love.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Yahtzee, exercise is good, whatever you do.
Exercise
is good whatever you do.
Whatever you do.
Exercise is good, whatever you do.
If you're not injuring yourself, if you're getting your heart rate up, if you're not hurting other people, I'm thinking about like the boxing and other things like that. Well, yeah, and then some sports, you can get injured. It's good exercise, but you can get an injury.
Yeah.
Like exercise
you
is
want to
good.
be real controversial and talk about
Do
football?
Do we?
High school
do we want to
football, and
offend
the injuries to
offend
these
many
young people?
I mean, you can say the same thing about soccer. Lots of injuries there too, especially girls soccer. So yeah,
But
I don't know.
statistically, I'd rather have my kid play soccer.
Well, yeah, they're not.
Football.
Yeah, often because they're wearing all that protective equipment, they're going
protective.
harder. Yeah.
I'd rather they play
Anyway.
rugby without the equipment than play football with it.
Yeah, true. Then
That's strange.
Pull back, yeah. So yeah, exercise is good. I don't know if I agree with the second part of that exercise, or that sentence. But hey, let me know what you do, and I'll let you know if it's good. How about that?
Okay, that sounds fair. All right, so Yahtzee has another comment. Did you doctors grow up in Auburn, California? There should be a
Stagecoaches in that town.
Okay,
Is
she's
that- is
referring
that
to a trail that we.
Is that a dig on us saying we should be back in the 1800s? Or
I think she's
are
talking
you
about
talking
the
about the
trail.
Stagecoach Trail? Yeah.
leftover
There
trail
is.
from stagecoach days that goes from the
Lindsay, we don't talk about that.
confluence to Russell Road. Yeah, which you used to walk to that from your house where you
Yeah.
grew up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
he
nice
grew up
trail.
not too far from
I'll,
Stagecoach.
it's a great walk. You know, we'll go on that hike
Yeah,
on our days off. Yeah.
it's rough though. Like a lot of people will do mountain bikes, and it's just all rocks. Stagecoach.
Lots. Yeah. It's not.
I once took a bike
man.
down a little
Yeah,
bit
it's
and turned around.
oof, it is. Yeah, it's rocky. Even running. Yeah, we used
So,
to run up that.
I'm not
for
sure how
cross
Yahtzee knows
country.
about Stagecoach, but
Yeah,
you know our secrets.
impressive. Loves the town of Auburn. Great.
Okay.
Yeah, we do too. That's why we live here.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that was a show not on one of the other two topics that we threw out
We
there,
thought about.
but it was about running and our experience running, and we hope
And
that
what we
maybe somebody
enjoy.
was inspired. Maybe it's not running, maybe it's rowing, maybe it's bicycling, maybe it's swimming in a
Anything.
pool, maybe it's swimming
Maybe
in
if
open
you're
water.
not moving right now, you need to start that Couch to 5K app where you're
That's a
just
good app.
getting up off the couch. And
No, the
moving.
zombie one sounds more fun than.
The zombie one. Yeah.
I used Couch 5K a couple times. to go from-
Yeah. It's a good way to
0
rehab
to-
if you haven't ran in a while. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it does have scheduled walk times in it, so that's really nice.
And we should say congratulations to Lisa and Ethan, who did a
Oh,
half
that's
marathon
right.
yesterday.
Half marathon. So run in the
Congratulations
running
to both
team.
of
Good
them.
job.
Yep. And Andrew. If Andrew watches it.
Yeah.
I think that's all that we know who ran the Santa Barbara half marathon yesterday.
Very nice.
So, and I love the town of Auburn. We do too, Yahtzee. We do too.
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
Until next time.
I know the number one rule. Anyways,
Yes, that's right.
I'm Dr. Wayne Bond.
I'm Dr. Mark Pond. We'll see you next time.
Doctors, thank you for another informative session. Auburn Medical Group is located in Auburn, California, USA. Thank you for participating. Please tell a friend and join us again next week.